8th Annual Oklahoma City Memorial Marathon, the Run to Remember, happened in downtown Oklahoma City on this Sunday morning. Dave Morris alongside Kyle Fredrickson with the Oklahoman. And Kyle, they couldn't have asked for better weather, although a little bit warm, a little bit windy.
Right, yeah, talking with some runners, obviously going around Lake Hefner, over the water, the wind's usually coming through pretty good. But in terms of what it could be, I think these runners will take it. You know, mid-70s, 80s, not the worst weather, even for a 26-mile run.
A lot of runners, they like the cold. And you mentioned Lake Hefner. The men's winner, Patrick Gomez, mentioned that he really kind of ran into some slower times once he got out to the lake.
Right. One thing that I thought was pretty amazing was him talking about how he even had some half marathoners coming over to help him rub out some muscles. He had some cramps around that point. Pretty amazing story with him.
Last 10 kilometers was extremely uncomfortable. Had a lot of cramping, which is something I've never experienced before in running. Extremely exciting to cross the finish line, extremely relieving to stop moving as well.
So this was your first marathon you've ran, is that right? Did I hear that right?
Yes, sir, that's correct. When you turn on Lake Hefner around mile 14, there's a wind coming right off the lake that was extremely, extremely stiff. So things started getting really uncomfortable there. You kind of come off the lake around mile 16, and I thought I started to kind of regather everything, and I was good for a couple more miles, and then the legs just started tying up. So.
What role did all the fans play in terms of people cheering you on?
Oh, man.
Was that motivation?
Fantastic. Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. That's the crowd support out here is unlike anything I've ever experienced. Throughout the entire course, the whole 26.2, I think, other than Lake Hefner, I don't recall it being silent anywhere.
Yeah. But probably the highlight of the day had to be that women's finish.
Oh, my goodness! Oh! You gotta be kidding me! What just happened?
With two finishers crossing the line about the same time. 31-year-old Kat Lyle of Edmond coming away with the photo finish. Something she did in 2010, she said, barely beating a second-place finisher. So, yeah, quite the drama here on Broadway as we wrap things up. So
it hurt just as bad. But, yeah, I mean, honestly, I can't even explain it. I'm very thankful that my body can do this.
Yeah.
Tried to finish strong, and I mean, I'm ecstatic with second, so they said it was gun time, and so.
We spoke with the executive director, Kerry Watkins, who said, Kyle, less than a half a second to determine the winner.
Just clock time, so looked at a photo to see who crossed first, and that was just maybe a couple inches. The winner came from behind, she was a block behind at 13th and Broadway and caught up at 12th, and they were running neck and neck all the way in.
Pretty incredible, and after you run that long of a distance, for it to come down to the very finish, really amazing. Just being here at this finish line all day has been pretty incredible, though. Seeing people cross, the emotion on their face, some people needing a wheelchair to get across, but doing everything they can to do it with the medical staff on hand. But a lot of emotions as people finish a very emotional event.
24,818 participants in the full marathon, the half marathon, the 5K, the relay, and the kids marathon. A lot of participants out here. And as Kyle mentioned, faces of joy and pain as they cross that finish line. More coverage from this guy in the Oklahoman and online at newsok.com.
Yeah.